from the Lola Shae Show. Tune in every Monday at 7 o'clock right here on IAXISRADIO.com for hot topics, cool conversation, and me, your host. Gotta love it. See you there.
IAXIS Radio, the future of radio and podcast. No limit to what we do.
IAXIS Radio, WIAX, the future of radio and podcast. No limit to what we do.
Welcome to IAXIS Radio. We are the future of radio and podcast. Our reach is limitless. We embark on the now. Yesterday is gone and tomorrow is evermore.
IAXIS Radio, the future of radio and podcasts. No limit to what we do.
Do not fear. IAXIS is here to protect the sounds of our city. Let the music play.
Well, hello and welcome to the Lola Shae Show. I am your host, Lola Shae. We are here live on IAXISRADIO.com, where there is no limit to what we can do. Child, the week has been so insane for me that I'm going to have to put a disclaimer at the beginning of this episode in case I get a little emotional. I had a death in the family. He was definitely family. I just want to start this episode off by saying, your life matters to people. There are going to be people who will be affected if you suddenly wasn't here anymore. No matter how bad you think your life is, or how, because everybody is going through just about hell right now. One reason or another. The whole world is losing their ever-loving mind. But something that we discuss a lot on this show is health and wellness. And I had a friend just die of a massive heart attack. Out of nowhere, it seems. But if you look at the signs, it wasn't really out of nowhere. Just the person did not acknowledge what they was going through. They didn't take the steps to take care of themselves to try to prevent such. And because of such, they left behind a whole bunch of grieving people. My condolences go out to their family, children they left behind, hordes and hordes of friends. I want to give a special thank you to everybody who came to the candlelight vigil Friday. I really, really appreciated everybody. I don't know, grief is everybody grieves differently. And I'm trying to remain in some form of denial. So, I don't know. They're on a long trip or something. Sounds to me. Anyway, I don't know. The world is losing its ever loving mind slowly but surely. Uh, Feels like we are descending into pure chaos. The UN started up their shenanigans this week, and I was checking out all of the different. Hey, Devon Franklin, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Um, yeah, so I was checking out the UN all week, and a lot of my favorite people were front and center. So it was really interesting to watch the different speeches and I know everybody's opinion on where the world is right now, and it's not really looking good for any of them. I mean, I'm proud of them for walking out on Netanyahu, which was pleasant to see. Uh, they didn't boo, they didn't act up. The gallery, which is we the people on the outside outskirts, was clapping and very happy about it. But they quietly and respectfully decided that they wasn't going to sit and listen to his crap today. Um, yeah, I guess maybe he thought he had a captive audience. Trump, on the other hand, got out there and continues to make a fool of himself and us. It's it's legendary at this point. This ability to do that. Uh, hey Eb, how are you? Good evening to you too. Appreciate you for checking in. Um, I mean, we had a lot. We had a lot. We had Colombia's president basically mapping out the war on drugs and its epic failure. Um, Explaining how this country's policies basically affects everybody else's quality of life and how uh, historically we claim to want to eradicate drugs and drug addiction, but in truth, we're one of the world's biggest suppliers of drugs. Uh, it is what it is. So we had Burkina Faso's prime minister, because you're not going to get President Ibrahim Traore to come over here for any reason, and I don't blame him. I wouldn't come over here either. They are scheming and plotting on my boy. Let him stay where he is safe and protected at. But they sent out the prime minister, and he got in their asses, of course. Um, Ghana's president Mahama got in their asses. I mean, everybody pretty much was preaching the same thing. They're upset with the Israeli situation. They're upset with the way Africa has been treated, the non-representation. They're requesting a seat on the UN Security Council. Mahama made note of the origins of the United Nations and how there wasn't but three African countries represented originally through the League of Nations up into the current incarnation of the group. And how do you represent? I mean, this is what sent one of the things that sent America into war and rebellion against Britain was the idea of control and taxation without having someone there to represent you. So the idea that the United Nations Security Council makes decisions for Africa regarding Africa and that affect Africa without having out of the 50 some odd countries, 54 countries in Africa, they only have 3 or 4 on the Security Council. There are only a few recognized that have veto power and voting power in the regular General Assembly. Okay, and this is a gross misrepresentation considering the fact that Africa is going to be leading in population, in growth, in job production, in all of the things that matter going forward, Africa is the lead. So while U.S. Struggles with a debt that we created and gave ourselves, because the question always arises of how we wind up trillions of dollars in debt when we print our own money. And the answer is that we established an organization to pay our debt to give ourselves a debt. The Federal Reserve is just a, a debt collection agency, basically. And we gave ourselves debt. There was no debt for the institution of the Federal Reserve in 1933. Um, the gold standard meant that our money was backed by actual gold, physical gold, and could be converted into such. After the establishment of the Federal Reserve and the Federal Reserve Act in 1993, the money went through a non-government agency that basically masquerades as a government agency and bills the United States for printing and managing the United States money. So yeah, we do owe China a bunch of money, but it would not necessarily, under the current financial structure, affect us so much if not for the Federal Reserve. So, a lot of people who want to end the Feds and eat the Feds and all this other stuff. Um, it's up for debate whether that's even possible, because everybody who's even considered out loud or in private any kind of action against the Fed has met with violent ending from JFK on down. So um, they're embedded, they're entrenched, they're all the words. um, but again, as Africa rises, the so-called developing nations, the developed nations, first world countries, will find themselves recategorized. And the first to them find out the hard way, to FAFO, that's what this year's slogan is, motto is for 2025. It's FAFO. So France was definitely the first to FA and FO. So France, I feel, deserves their current situation, and to be first. They deserve that particular distinction because of the level of vitriol and the determination to keep their foot on the necks of every chocolate person on the planet. Ultimately, from their dealings with Haiti to their dealings in Africa, the manipulations of the CFA, the CF francs, because you have the West African francs, and um, but all of them are controlled by Africa. And in order to do any kind of um, financial transactions outside of the country, and mostly inside the country as well, they have to use France's money, basically. So they're never able to build any kind of currency of their own, get any kind of reserves, or no such things, because the money is tied up and is linked directly to France. Not to mention the money that France required to be paid after their independence as a uh, reparations of sorts, that they've been collecting from like 15 countries over there. The first to decide they weren't going to be involved was Niger, um, or Niger, and Burkina Faso, Mali, Chad, Togo, Ivory Coast. Um, they're out like dominoes. The effect has started. The attitudes, the whole mindset has shifted over there away from uh, the colonialization and uh, the white man knows what's best for us attitude that's been propagated over there for so long. Um, you have a rejection of the currencies. You have nationalization of their resources, which has had immediate effects in France because they were getting so much of uh, their money and the money that they used to function was coming from outside sources that now that it's being cut off, they're not doing well. There are massive protests. They've laid massive amounts of people off. They're not they fired 3 prime ministers over the course of a year. They want Macron to step down. He's not going to, but they want him to anyway. And France is on the hot track to be basically a third world country. Um, and other countries will be following suit. And the question is the United States next? That is the question. We get so much of our money from outside sources um, that should these avenues be cut off, it would drastically affect our ability to function. Um, and you'd be very surprised to find out how many countries in the world are in the same boat, basically. So, uh, found out some crazy things this week. Um, I've been checking out the whole Charlie Kirk and Erica Kirk situation, and I found out some very interesting information about both of them. Um, Charlie, as you know, was killed earlier in the beginning of the month at a rally that he was doing, and a lot of people, myself included, believe that it was based on the content that he was putting out, the 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 idea of um, us versus them that he was perpetuating, um, and just the hostility, the anger, the very not kumbaya-ish nature that he carried. Um, we had a whole Jimmy Kimmel situation where a lot of people, not just Jimmy Kimmel, but Jimmy Kimmel was the most visual person affected by it. But he was fired or suspended, officially suspended, quote unquote, suspended by ABC, which is owned by Disney, because Disney had begun to get pressure from, um, you know, the groups Trump, the MAGA people, a bunch of other right wing groups who were unhappy that he insinuated that maybe that man deserved what he got, which he really actually didn't. He was talking shit about Trump. But they said, "Oh, he said something horrible about Charlie Kirk," and then they fired him. And of course, this is still America. We still have the right to say what we want to say. Now, I always say that you have the right to say what you want to say. Yes, but you still have to, accept the consequences that come and say with the things that you're saying. But the backlash that came from the immediate realization that our First Amendment rights were being violated and threatened was historical. And I want to say thank you to everybody, because even if you don't like Jimmy Kimmel and don't watch his show and don't really care, you do care about the encroachment of your right. I want to say congratulations to all the people who reached out and quit their Disney subscriptions and stopped watching ABC, and ABC and Disney went on the same list as Target. The no confidence list. taking a vote of no confidence. Uh, but I mean, we have to be very careful going forward. This is just a temperature check to see where we are. They've been consistently trying to take our rights, all of them, not just the First Amendment, but every last one of them. They already have a new constitution written out. Okay, it's so far divorced from the current constitution that it's not even America anymore. Once and if this thing gets implemented, um, we take our freedoms for granted here in this country. Uh, the right to bear arms, the freedom of speech, the freedom of religion, the right to assembly. Um, and there have been consistently small uh, attempts to push back against a lot of our rights. And I think that it's very important for us to stay uh, vigilant in our determination that we set these rights to be self evident, inalienable by God, giving us the government did not give us these rights. God gave us these rights. Okay. And we're just blessed enough to be in a country that allows God's will to be done, basically. Um, hmm, a lot of people would argue with that, of course, um, with this specific country. But it is what it is for now still. So I want to say I'm grateful for that. I would not be able to sit here and pontificate and get my filibuster on for an hour if it wasn't for our freedom to do so. So um anytime you start thinking about, this government is ooh, trust me, you wouldn't want to be in a lot of these other under these other regimes. China is not really friendly to freedom of speech. Iran, Iraq, Afghanistan, none of these places can you go and speak uh, negatively or disparagingly against the government or even some popular people in the society. You can't voice your displeasure at the school system or the medical treatment or uh any of those things actually. People have come up missing for speaking out against the government in some of these countries. Whole families have disappeared. Um, Public executions, canings, exile. Sheesh, just it just goes on and on. So we've been here, and we like, yeah, 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 yeah. We can say what we want to say, and we can. But again, consequences and repercussions. So Jimmy said in his contract, though, he can say what he wants to say. So ultimately, that's why he wound up back on television because then they looked at the blueprint and the paperwork and the lawsuit that was about to smack them and the $1 trillion that they lost. They lost $1 trillion. That's a lot of money. First of all, the idea that they're making that much money is really a lot. It's a lot of money. Mm-mm-mm. And the only people benefiting from all this money is well, you would say the stockholders. Come, but I have my reservations about Disney and their role. So somebody's benefiting. But Disney lost a lot of money. And that's the only thing that they seem to care about. The only thing that seems to affect them is to affect their bottom line. So Jimmy Kimmel is back on here this week. Um, and congrats to him for that. So I want to take this time to um go on my first video break. And I want to also shout out. First of all, let me shout out. All right, first let me put the call-in number out there for anybody who's interested. The number to call in and chat with me, if you like, is 914-719-6917. And I'd like to give a quick shout out to the Dr. Dre Victory Foundation, one of our sponsors. And I want to say thank you for all the people who reached out and given their condolences and well wishes, etc. Thank you all. And I'll be back.
Summer, I just canceled summer. I got shit to do. Priority. Come first before you play. Please don't be a fool. Hot-headed niggas on alert. Please don't lose your cool. God gave you brains for a reason. Exercise your tool. Anyway, my plans for the day. Run up Apple Pay. Get a couple bags and get them all. Then get out the way. Even chef it up around this bitch. You come get a plate. You can hit my line 1,000 times. I'm gon' get you straight. straight, my daughter's about to graduate from school. Gotta get this shit. I'm the only man she banking on, so I stay on this. Real in the field, niggas fighting this inflation. It's two on which I got pilots, I'm pushing in rotation. I hustle hard every day, I gotta earn every week. Money circulating, gotta make this cash while I'm sleep. These ain't gotta eat, I'm just preparing the table. No more being broke, I gotta be financially stable. I'm trapping hard for the summer. I'm trapping hard for the summer. I'm trapping hard for the summer. Hard for the summer. Trapping hard for the summer. Yeah. Woo.
365 I need motion promotion. The plug told me double up. Ooh. Bitch, I'm the coach, I'm the quarterback. Play your position, now huddle up. Ooh. I used to hustle for fun on the side till my trapping went out of there. Now all my hoes, they be bitches. She really just pissed, I don't fuck with her. 24 hours a day, every minute. I get it tonight in the morning, I flip it. I told these niggas I'm quitting to get a reaction. Like really the nerve of this nigga. Trapped in the spring through the summer, the winter. Just me get my digit, just me get my digit. Been having zips in the city. Your mama shop with me, your daddy be spending.
I hustle hard every day, I gotta earn every week. Money circulating, gotta make this cash while I sleep. Cause the team gotta eat, I'm just preparing the table. No more being broke, I gotta be financially stable. I'm trapping hard for the summer. Oh, your mama.
So they say hustle hard for 5 years to look good for the rest of your life. That's what they say. I know that first of all, shout out to all my hustlers out there. And I don't mean drug dealers. I mean people that get it however they gotta get it. Right? They're not gonna accept no, can't do it, or I ain't got it, or any of those things. They're not accepting it. They're not accepting that. They're gonna go and they're gonna make it happen. All right. All right. I got my son out there. He gonna get his little table on. Get your little vendor on, son. Okay. Get your hustle on. So he's stacking his paper for the summer. I'm stacking my paper for the rest of the days. That's the plan. Oh, shout out to everybody who turns in and submits their music videos. Everybody who's in the chat. Love you guys every week. Y'all make this worthwhile. Shout out to everybody tuning in live on IG, Facebook Live, on all of the different platforms. Ciao. So we got to go back to Charlie Kirk and Erica Kirk specifically. We talking about her this week. Ciao. So comes to find out, Erica Kirk. I thought she was a beautiful young lady when I said, "Oh, she's so pretty." When I saw, but I found out I'm not the only person who thought she thought she was pretty. So Erica Kirk was a beauty queen. She ran for Miss Arkansas when she was much younger. Actually, no, not too much younger, because they're like 30, so about 10 years ago. She ran for Miss Arkansas and won, and then she ran for Miss USA. So the conspiracy theorists are theorizing that because Donald Trump owns Miss USA, the franchise, that made her his official employee. Now, what they are speculating is based on the fact that she became the head of a Christian organization not too long after winning the Miss USA pageant. And this particular Christian organization went to Romania and was doing some charity work over there. Now, I'm not going to speculate on what actually was going on over there because I wasn't there and I don't know. But what I do know is that the government of Romania kicked her and her organization clean out the country and banned them from coming back in under suspicion of missing children. Now, why this just keeps ringing a bell in my ear is because every single most of the situations that we're hearing about these days keep doubling back around to children. Some form of trafficking, organ harvesting, adrenochroming, something. But it all is looping back to the the usual suspects, okay, of which Trump is on the list, whether he acknowledges his listings or not. Because we really firmly believe that the reason we haven't gotten the Epstein list is because of who's on the Epstein list. Not really complicated. It's not hard to put together. The people that are on the list um don't want anybody to know. Now, the list is not simply the manifest for the plane. So let's not make no misunderstandings. Trump has his own plane. He doesn't have to fly on Epstein's plane. He can fly on his own plane. And a lot of these million billionaires have their own planes. They have private jets that they go to, from, and back in. And they don't have to ride on the plane with him to go to Little St. James Island in the Bahamas. Okay. They filmed the Fiesta video on Little St. James Island in the Bahamas. And everybody was in the Fiesta video. Okay? Just to give you a little context here. All right. So, and they didn't all fly on Epstein's plane. They came over on their own. Okay? Um Hello to you too, Tara. How are you? Shout out to Tara's vocals by Jamel Jones, Ebony Justice. I see you guys as usual, my usuals. I'm gonna start calling y'all chat. Chat. No. Anyway. But yeah, there's too many similarities. I don't believe in the level of coincidences that I've been observing lately. There, that many coincidences. There's no such thing as a coincidence after that many um, corresponding things come together. So they can argue all they like, but the they're reaching uh, uh, um, what I would like to see as towards the end of their shenanigans. Please, please let it be the end. Okay? Because I don't want we don't need more generations going through this. We don't need this is insane. Over 400,000 people go missing every single year, with very little fluctuation in those numbers. And I personally find that impossible. Okay, it's impossible. But every single year, consistently, year over year, are these the same people talking about fertility? These not the same people, right? Because how come I'm still boggled by the in the suggestion that they want you to have the baby, but they don't really give a shit about the baby after the baby get here. Okay, they're not helping you take care of it. They're not helping you feed it. They're not helping you maintain the household by working. They're not helping you in any kind of way. They're not properly educating this child. They're not giving this child proper medical care and coverage. They just want you to have the baby. They don't even go together. But that's the insanity that we live in today. But I don't know. Anytime I am aware that they believe that they give us our leaders, and that's they've shooken the tree and gotten rid of a bunch of people, so now they want to bring the new generation of people up. But we're kind of rejecting that because we don't want to be told what to do anymore. We don't want to feel like we're being propagandized. We don't want to feel like we're being brainwashed. We don't want to feel like you think we're stupid and you're playing in our face. We don't want that. So, I don't know, the methods will probably get more drastic, more severe, and more crazy. And all we can do is protect ourselves against it. So my plan and to do that is to try to bring you guys the the the, the tools and the resources to help you navigate through the current and upcoming insanity that everybody is forced to deal with. Because without it, not looking very good. Like I'm becoming reclusive more and more and more and more and more. I know that's not what's you know what I'm supposed to do, but it's a defense because the the way it's looking is just kind of scary if you really look at it. And if you don't have a close knit group of people that's gonna be there with you to go through the upcoming crazy, an, a community is needed, and that's pretty much the only way through this. Um, they admitted to climate manipulation, weather modification, and Congress this week. Senate, excuse me, before the Senate, they admitted to weather modification. Apparently, they're injecting aerosols and, um, well, it was alleged. Now it's apparent. Okay, in case you was wondering how that happened. So they're injecting aerosols and metals like aluminum, different kind of heavy metals into the air using chemtrails and other methods. And then this enables them to change the ionization of the air and the molecules and atoms in the air, um, and positively or negatively charged ions affect the barometric pressure, the condensation levels, which leads to precipitation levels. Um, you have people who are actually actively attempting to reflect the sun's rays back out uh, into space, I'm assuming, um, and basically block off the sun's rays from reaching Earth, the ground down here where we kind of need them at. Um, the things that are being done without our permission that detrimentally affect us, and we're not saying anything about it. We're not complaining. We're not calling our congressmen. We're not writing our goddamn representatives. We're not protesting. We're not doing anything. We are following Cardi B around. Shout out to Cardi B, doing great with her album up at #1. She done broke a couple of Guinness Book World Records. She is having a baby by that boy she's with. You see how quick we get distracted? Meanwhile, the fear of a black planet continues. If you really think about it, sit down and think about the fact that a lot of the stuff that a lot of the policies that they implement all over the whole globe has been historically trying to prevent what I see to be the inevitable. If America gives reparations, it's going to bankrupt itself, which is why that dialogue and conversation is always just that, a conversation. They're like, no, we can't do that. Oh, China, gonna be France all over again if we do that. And they don't want that. So all of this, I'm loving the nationalism though, on the other hand. It's very anti New World Order. The New World Order requires removal of borders, the globalization of everybody, we all become global citizens as opposed to citizens of whatever country we live in. They want to get rid of the borders. They want to get rid of the currencies. They want to implement one language, probably English. They want all of these things for us. They believe that we will own nothing and be happy about it. I don't know how they figure that out, but that's what they say. So I'm just trying to navigate, figure it out, identify the patterns, and then run back and tell you guys about it. But we're changing formats soon. There'll be less of me running my mouth. I still will run my mouth because I like to run my mouth, but I want to talk to people. I want to introduce you to some awesome people. I want to introduce you to some awesome products and services. You know, get a good dialogue going. Find out, when you start to look at the world from other people's perspectives, that can be very helpful because you might be looking at it one way, and you might they might have an optimistic view or a pragmatic approach to something that you were having trouble with. So the village, the network, the community is what is going to help us going forward. So I just want to facilitate that. So if you have a business, if you have a project, upcoming project, community organization, grassroots organization, nonprofit, if you're a small business owner, if you're a Black-owned business owner, if you're a minority woman business owner, if you invented something, if you created something, if you are, if you just, have something that you want to teach somebody, feel free, reach out. I'll be reaching out to my creatives and we'll be doing some things coming up in the future. So looking forward to that. I always enjoy talking to you guys. So once again, if you ever feel like calling in, the number on the bottom of your screen is 914-719-6917. And you can submit your music videos, questions, pretty much anything you'd like to either the Lola Shae Show at gmail.com or IAXISRADIO.com at gmail.com. So, yeah, that's pretty much. But we're going to take this time to kick a couple of music videos in there again, and then I will come back and close out.
Just go. You cramp my style, you block my flow. You hurt my heart, you rip my soul. Where you be at, I just don't know. Girl, now you gotta go. Go, baby. Go, baby. Go, baby. Go.
But when you hang out with your girls, you don't let me know. Not trying to say your ass is fast, but you might be, yo. Telling me it's a hard task, but you ask for dough. Whoa, not happen. You love me, my stop capping. You want me to stop rapping, support me is what you lacking. You're hating, I'm not jacking. You playing, I'm all facts. When I tell you to get your shit, my split, and get the packing, cuz
you crack my style, you block my flow. You hurt my heart, you rip my soul. Where you be at, I just don't know. Girl, now you gotta go. Go, baby. Go, baby. Go, baby. Go, go, baby. Go, baby. Go, baby. Go.
This love shit is kinda scary, cause it kinda drive me crazy. All I do is try to love you, but you mentally betray me. Raised a boy into a man and he wasn't even my baby. Shit, you want some sneak shit, you take my kindness for weakness. Because my pocket's the deepest. You was lying to me with sweetness, but your sour love got me smoking sour bud. And I want you out in the hour, bitch. Relationship is a dub.
You crack my style, you block my flow. You hurt my heart, you rip my soul. Where you be at, I just don't know. Girl, now you gotta go. Go, baby. Go, baby. Go, baby. Go, go, baby. Go, baby. Go, baby. Go.
Ain't no fun in starting over. I give in chance and chance. Feel like my luck is running over. People say it's a bad romance. Let's keep on dancing for the moment. You be the type to distract my plans. Put me in a trance and leave me open. Lose my track of staying focused. Your pheromones got me hypnotized. I can't describe the thing you say. You make me fall in line. I start on you. You break my pride. I built it up and now it's in disguise. Oh, use a drug, you keep me running back to back. Need your touch, cause we can't have enough of that. They say they know you and I cannot hide, cause we do attach. Ain't no denying that. Swear your love is so tricky, 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 tricky. I cannot dream my phone for someone so iffy, 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 iffy. It made no sense at all because you're so wishy-washy, wishy-washy. I'd rather walk and crawl below you, so sticky, 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 sticky. Stuck with you. We should've took the time to clarify me to mine. But when we were in 20s, like our souls come alive. So sweet, like the nectar from the God tonight. Came to realize that life is good and divine. Why? I can't accept it's over. I thought we getting closer, so now I learn to cope. But first I need closure. Closure from you. So long to you. So long to you. My sweet. Love is so tricky, 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 tricky. I could not dream of falling for someone so iffy, 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 iffy. It made no sense at all because you're so wishy-washy, wishy-washy. I'd rather walk and crawl below you, so sticky, 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 sticky. Stuck with you.
Weird, y'all. Look at this shit. I text somebody to come out to my show and this is what the fuck they say to me.
Nah.
Why would
Nah,
you
that's
even?
I don't
This
like
is
that.
Yeah, like this is exactly why I hate giving my energy to the wrong people. Like we need somewhere to just make our energy go.
That weird.
So y'all ready to go?
Yeah,
Let's just go.
Really don't mean a thing. I can make the change. If it ain't part of my plan, then I'm shifting the mood. No consequence. Really gonna press that pedal. If it ain't part of my plan, then I'm shifting the mood. Oh, it's easy. Public perceive me. Oh, yes, I got handles, but can it handle it? Shifting my direction. They do anything for a mention. Policy, but it for my protection. I got control, yeah. Whenever the go, no. Gon' see how the cookie crumble, cause you know it don't. Really don't mean a thing. I can make the change. If it ain't part of my plan, then I'm shifting the mood. No consequence. Really gonna press that pedal. If it ain't part of my plan, then I'm shifting the mood. Shifting, 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 shifting the mood. Shifting, 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 shifting the mood. Shifting.
Okay, so based on the circumstances and my emotions, first let me say thank you guys for putting up with me today. I know the show's a little draggy, and because I'm sad, so but I had to be here. I needed to be here. I needed the distraction. I want to thank you guys for being a purpose for me during this hard time. So I'm not going to be doing my goodbye song today for obvious reasons, because as you know, it is very hard to say goodbye. So I'll just first let me give a shout out to Amala Junction, authentic, delicious Nigerian cuisine, 1039 Belmont Avenue, Brooklyn, New York. Going down there and get some of that wonderful jollof rice, or some igusus, or some efferrero, which I love very much, which is spinach and this pepper sauce with melons, seeds, and it's just epically awesome. And the fufu, the pounded yam. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I'm gonna have to go and hit them up again because I spent a little while. So I'm well overdue. So shout out to them for always being consistently kind and awesome when I come in there. Um, Shout out once again to the Dr. Dre Victory Foundation. Shout out to the East New York Community, East New York Oasis Community Garden. And shout out to you all for tuning in. Whether you're catching this show live or you're watching it later, I appreciate you. I want to say thank you. And if you haven't, take the time out to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you'll be notified of all upcoming shows. There are many, many shows on the platform. I'm sure you'll find stuff that you can agree with, appreciate, entertain you. And that's what we're trying to do here on IAX Radio, where once again, there is no limit to what we can do. And I want to say goodnight to you guys, and I look forward to seeing you all next.
Thanks for watching. Tune in next week for the Lola Shae Show.